we're going to start on a contained assembly. You can see that all the components are within this one assembly, no external links. We're going to design the plate to fit on top of this pad and pick up the 3 holes. First thing I want to do is right click on this and make a new sketch. I'm going to then draw a rectangle and dimension on the fly. It's 4, tab 4. Now this rectangle, I would like to put the midpoint of this side to the midpoint of that line right there. I'll use the coincidence constraint to line them up. If I hold down the shift key, I can find the midpoint very quickly of both lines, and they'll jump together. Notice it's fully constrained. I'll stop sketch. Next thing I'm going to do is create an extrusion. I need to pick all areas to get a solid piece. One thing you don't want to do is combine features. So I'm not combining the holes, I put them in separately. I'm going to drag it up to a 1/2 inch. I have my drag on, so I'm going to give it 1/2 inch. You can type it if you'd like. I'm going to make a new component and say OK. The next thing I'm going to do is name the component. Call it top plate. And I'm then going to make it active. Next thing I'm going to do is put a new sketch on the top. I'm going to turn it over. I need those 3 holes projected up to the top surface. I only need the centers, but I'm going to pick the whole edges to get the centers. So I'm going to pick project, a P from the keyboard, or you can do it from your sketch menu. And I'm going to pick on the 3 edges of the holes. And it doesn't matter which top or bottom, they're straight through. But don't do this. That gives you too much geometry. You only want the edge of the holes. Really, they'll need the center. So pick all 3 holes. Say OK, and I'll go back to home. You'll see that I have the 3 centers. Next thing I'm going to do is create holes. Picking hole centers, 1, 2, and 3. They're tapped, they're going all the way through, and they default to the last one I used, 3/8, 16 taps. Say OK. The last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just put some fillets on the edges. I'll pick on modify, fillet, and pick on this back edge, this one, and this one. I could drag it, but I'm going to just type in 0.5 and say OK. The component is more or less finished. So I'm going to go ahead and change my active back to the beginning, and I'm done. Now let's prove one of the reasons you like to do top-down design. What if the 3 holes in this piece change? I'm going to change the front one and show you how the top plate will update automatically. So I'm going to make the casting active, go to the first sketch, that's where I actually made the relationship to that hole, and edit it. I'm going to change this number from 2 5/16 to 3. Stop sketch, and the part updates. Notice the hole went with it. So I'm not going to leave it that way. I'm going to go back and change it back. I'm going to go back and edit the sketch again and put it back to 2 5/16. As you can see, the hole moved back. So that is showing you the adaptive properties of top-down design. Next thing we need to do is show you how to break that link. Sometimes you never need to break the link, but what if you need to use this part in an assembly where you don't have this piece? You don't want somebody modifying this piece and then your part updates. So let's go through breaking the link. Make the top plate active again. Expand it and find the sketches of the top. They're the hole sketches. You want to edit it. What we've got to do is break the link between this kind of a pink geometry, which is the projected geometry, and the part below. So you have to click on each one of these. Mainly I need to do the center, and pick on the symbol for grounded and delete it. Then you need to dimension it to hold it in place. This is just like a regular sketch. So let's just add a couple dimensions. This one, ooh, it's still constrained, so I need to go back and get rid of some other constraints. Oh, there it is. I missed it. This one probably has one too. Let's be sure we get them all. And let's try again. From this point to this point, that works better. Accept it. From this one to this one. Accept it again. Now this one is on the same center as that, so I'm going to do a horizontal on that one. From this point, hold down my shift key and find the midpoint. These two are vertical, so I can just pick on those 2 points and they're vertical. Add more dimensions. The distance between these two. And I think that fully constrains it. Stop sketch. And then you can turn off the sketch and go back to your top level. Now, since you broke that link, if I go back and update the casting, let's do that. Change that back to 3 just like we did before. Stop sketch. You'll see that the top plate did not adjust. Thank you very much.